Joining me now is Jennifer Coffendoffer, NewsNation Law and Justice contributor, as well as a former FBI special agent. Jennifer, thank you so much for giving us some of your time. Certainly a lot to unpack with this case. First, I'd like to start with the fact that Williams has now been on the run for weeks at this point. He escaped on October 18th. How do you think he's been able to evade officers all this time?
Well, he's been able to evade because he hasn't made any major mistakes. He probably hasn't contacted close associates or family. If he had, certainly that would have been a way for law enforcement to contact him and figure out where he was. The other issue is he has not stolen anything, or at least that has made public. He hasn't broken into any stores and tried to take provisions. So these are the mistakes that a lot of fugitives make, and that's why they're captured. He's not making those mistakes.
Do you think he's possibly getting some help?
I think it's very possible. In your earlier piece, we saw he has a lot of friends, a lot of associates. He threw a lot of parties. So I would believe there's a lot of loose associates that maybe the government and the authorities following him have not identified yet. But he knows where they are and he knows who they are. And I would think he is getting help.
All right, so Jennifer, you referenced what we just heard there from Brooke Schaefer. We heard from that neighbor. Before we get into the crimes that Williams is accused of, let's listen to that same neighbor talking about those parties he used to throw.
He'd open up the refrigerator and have it full of alcohol, and then he would go into the bathroom and said, "This is the powder room." And of course there was cocaine. I never went up there.
Could you hear it though? Could you hear the parties at night?
Yes, because people were up and down on the elevator. You know, people would pee in the elevator. I mean, women would run onto our floor.
All right, so we heard that description from that neighbor. In the intro to Brooke, we talked about, alleged crimes, sexual assaults of minors, dozens of rapes, possession of illegal drugs. How much of a danger does he pose to the public right now?
He's a huge danger. He's a huge danger because, one, he is desperate, right? He doesn't have means, at least, that he can come out with to legitimately get about the United States and hide. So he's going to need help, and he's getting help. And unfortunately, that puts him in the mix of where individuals are that he could hurt.
All right, so Jennifer, there's yet more twists to this case. The police department of Johnson City, Tennessee is facing corruption lawsuits, plural, alleging police let him get away with these alleged crimes for years. How could that impact potentially what ultimately happens in this case?
Well, it's a huge impact, because if the people that are in charge of finding him and the people that are in charge of maintaining the investigation on him are corrupt in some way, that would greatly influence how successful this investigation is going to be. And I tell you, Nichole, the fact that he wasn't shackled and that he wasn't belly chained, despite him previously attempting an escape, the fact that that van surveillance didn't have any cameras because supposedly they were broken down, and that the drivers didn't see him kick out a window or hear that and escape, gives me great pause as well.
Yes, certainly. And before we let you go here, Jennifer, how do you think this ends? Do you think investigators will eventually catch up with this guy?
I do. He should be such a high priority. I would want to see his name and face in the media, and really the prioritization on him in terms of federal authorities finding this guy. He's dangerous and he has a horrible criminal past.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.